I never grew up playing the NES. As a result, the whole library passed me by. That was until my growing desire for gameplay-centric experiences brought my attention back to the era, most well renowned for them. A friend had the game, and we pulled 2 all-nighters, not consecutively, that would be insane, trying to complete Batman on the NES. The relief when we finally did it was phenomenal. Even more than I was expecting, an incredibly difficult game was equally satisfying to complete. Well, I say it's incredibly difficult. It's actually not really. Not until the last boss at least. I'll get to that later. This was the first NES game I'd ever finished though, and I have no doubt that it'll always be very special as a result. Sentiment aside, it really is a great game. The controls are perfectly fluid and responsive. You get used to the punching mechanics very quickly, and their consistency means that any later moments of frustration come from your own lapses in concentration. In typical Batman fashion, you punch the fuck out of anything that you come across, even robots and shit. You have a selection of weapons, each appropriate in specific situations and against specific enemies, especially bosses. The game's core mechanic, other than the combat, is Batman's jumping. This is just as responsive, and it's really fun. Like other pioneering NES games, i.e. Ninja Gaiden, you'll have to repeatedly use wall jumps to get where you need to go, and like many games of the same era, the game becomes a platforming and beat 'em up hybrid. I've never seen a game that strikes the balance between the two as well as Batman does. The platforming never impedes on the combat and vice versa. Initially, while you're becoming acclimatized to both, they're mostly separate. However, as time goes on, they become intertwined, and you're often required to platform and attack enemies simultaneously. As such, the game's difficulty develops incrementally, with perfect fairness. That is, until the final boss battle against the Joker. Jesus fucking Christ. This fucking boss battle. I've grown to sort of love it now that I've beaten it, but fuck me, that boss fight is such a load of fucking bullshit. The final boss is about 3024 times harder than anything else in the game. About half a second into the boss fight, Joker blows your fucking dick off with his gun if you don't move instantly. Then, if you haven't died on the last stage at all the way up to him, you have 2 tries to beat him. Get hit by his gun at any point and you are absolutely fucked. Oh, and try to dodge the lightning that covers half the fucking screen as well. Then when you inevitably die, you have to go all the way back to the start of the stage and begin again. Can't even fucking practice. It's so easy to make a stupid mistake and die on the way there, and it becomes more and more likely the more frustrated and fatigued you become from the seemingly unbeatable Joker. But then you finally beat him, and it's the greatest feeling that any human being has ever experienced. The final boss battle aside, Batman on the NES is very close to perfection. I think it'd be higher on the list if it wasn't for that aspect of it, but hey, I've played some great games this year. 3rd place is pretty fucking good.